Sepultura has been fighting their way up. We as a record company know that every album of the band is not like sounding the same. With Sepultura you don't know what you're gonna get.
Their last label, SPV, went bankrupt, so we had to find a way to get them out of that mess. We were successful, and then I could start to find a new home for them. I contacted a couple of record labels, talked to them, and the best vibes we all felt was coming over from Nuclear Blast.
Well, like a lot of other metal fans, we know our history. And when we were kids, we grew up with Sepultura. We've been following the career of the band for a very long time. We found out that we were on the same wavelength. We liked each other when we met each other, so Sepultura joined the Nuclear family.
We have very exciting people at Nuclear Blast that helped us to bring the band to a next level.
We released Kairos, and that was followed up with Mediator. And now we are here in the studio where they're going to record the next album for Nuclear Blast.
Little by little we will make all this concept and all this band become really one of the top metal bands again. Our team is perfect, so I believe that will be a very good future ahead.
A great experience working with Jens Bogren, our producer. He was pushing me to the limit. You have to be at the peak. You have to play it perfect, but also giving 100% of your feeling. Jens, he did a great job taking that from me. He really gave like a lot of importance from the minimum details. I always felt some pressure at the recording process. It can be really stressful. You need to give your 100%. Fans, they're expecting like a good album. We have to come up with something really good. You know, we have that kind of pressure, but it's always really good to do it, to come up with something new, because I really like to create things.
We have the best equipment, the best drums, everything is the best. So we just don't have the best drummer, but I'll try to do my best.
Wandering in circles, motivated by fear, searching for answers right in front of you.
Hard work this week. Eloy is a monster. He's the most monstrous drummer I ever recorded, and I've been working with quite a few really good ones. Really excited about that and to be part of this album. Sepultura has a legacy of great drummers. For me, Eloy is the best Sepultura drummer. That's the level of expertise this young man is showing here in the studio. It's amazing. I was blown away the first couple of songs we did.
It's going to be inspirational, I think, for a lot of young drummers. The things that he's doing, it's just very modern, you know, it's very mature for his age.
You're a machine. I'm very impressed.
I told you.
I'm not gonna blow you up too much, but
It's amazing.
This week we're recording Sepultura at Fascination Street, Stockholm. Growing up listening to Sepultura I don't know, when I was 15, listening to KSAD, Arise, and even Roots, stuff like that. So it's sick to have them in my own studio.
Well, we have a demon drummer who broke the front kick head. Let's just say that it's not very common. And he broke a pedal, he broke 100 sticks, and now this. We're just on the second song, so we'll see if we have any gear left in the studio when Eloy is done with it.
Yeah, I think I need some more Red Bull. It's not enough. Oh my gosh.
My song, battle revealed to fear. Attack the pain, it's never over. My song, no regrets.
Dave, just do something for Eloy so he gets pissed off. We can't get angry. We're a very nice heavy metal band.
We have like a great sound of the drums. They sound huge and beautiful. I think it's the best sound that I ever had.
I have a career of almost 30 years. I prepare myself for this kind of challenges. I prepared my whole life for situations like this. For me, it's a privilege. I'd rather have this kind of moments, which is very hard. After you're done, you look behind and you say, fuck man, it was a hard road, but an amazing, beautiful road. Jens is an amazing producer that really pay attention to very little details. I think Jens is a guy who really understands and respects each band and each musician. It's been pretty fucking fantastic, actually. Sepultura uses D-tuning and B-flat tuning. That way the songs can get a bit more diverse. So that's been a treat. We basically try to capture the best legacy of the Sepultura sound and bring out the energy of the band even more while updating a little bit and making it even better and heavier. He's great of really unifying and give this unity to the album. He's really into the whole project and that's very important. He's the 5th member of the band in the studio.
I guess that depends on the emphasis you put onto it. If you said, yeah, that's pretty good. Or you can say, yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Pretty good. That's really good. It's also pretty good.
When he does like that, like, yeah, with the hand like that. When he does like, we keep the hand like, yeah, that was pretty good, waiting for the next one. Maybe another one.
Awesome, dude.
All right. Yeah. I guess he's trying to help, right?
Oh, Jens, you have a nice batch.
What can I say?
I think he heard these horror stories about me being really anal and picky, so he looked pretty scared coming in here. I suppose that just took a few minutes and then he realized that I'm worse. Performs like a machine, so the guitars are sounding brutal. We were on the same page with this, and Andreas was really determined to get his rhythm guitars the best way possible. It's amazing, man. All the horror stories are bullshit. I think we kind of do everything together. It's hard enough to fulfill our own expectation as a band. The music of Sepultura really takes everybody in a direction. We have to agree in that direction, you know, what direction we're going. Sepultura is in a very great momentum, not only in the studio, but on stage and off stage. Eloy's been in the band almost for 5 years now. We know each other much better. We know our limitations. We let that feeling really flow strongly when we write and when we do our stuff. And I guess that's why we're here. We respect the momentum very much, and the present, it's here and now.
Kid is weak, doesn't know how to play, breaking shit all the time. I had enough of it, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I told him.
guitars are very alive. Doing rhythm guitars is hard work. It requires long days, quite a high concentration level to try to get everything in tune and time with the passion intended. Pressure is normal. If you don't have pressure, you might as well do something else. Especially doing something like this. Art is the momentum. You have to feel good about yourself. Unconsciously, you bring everything to your performance and to your music. You have to be honest with what you're doing. We came prepared for this. The studio is very truthful. You hear everything, all the good stuff and more of the bad stuff. You are a better musician afterwards. Art, can take you some places that you don't expect. And that's the beauty of it all.
Well played. It's not very convincing, but okay. It's a good ending for the movie.
I think this song is too slow for Andreas. He's yawning all the time.
There's always a pressure. I always had problems with the studio, as everybody knows. I'm not comfortable. But at the end, somehow we managed to get the best out of me and the work. It was very smooth and it came out faster than I thought. Really like to play live, but it's definitely part of the process. You have to go and do it. But next time Andreas will record the bass for me and I'll give him some extra cash.
Seems to that was a wet fart.
Motherfucker. Bitch. Filha da puta. Ah.
With all the producers, every single one of them has some very good particularity. Jens is perfect for what we're doing right now. It goes after every single detail. A lot of the times I'm like, fuck, I'm playing wrong this part. It's a bitch to correct. When you get used to do something with the age, it's very hard to correct yourself. But with a little patience, we got everything done right. With a little of Jens' patience.
Me and Paolo got along pretty well. He's sort of the fun-loving clown of the band. I'm sort of a clown myself, so I guess we had some sort of clownic connection going on while doing the bass. It was hard work. Paolo doesn't really enjoy the studio situation, so he told me.
Are you having fun?
Yeah. I'm not a studio guy, so...
You're a live guy?
Sorry. What's up, boss?
He's more of a live character. And perhaps I'm a little bit more pickier than he's used to. But for me, Sepultura is a lot about the low frequencies, the fat sound. So for me, the space recording was really important. I pushed Paolo to the outer limit. I'm very happy with the results that we got.
He's fixing all the mistakes.
Yes, for you, for this day, special for your birthday.
Visa patana, visa patana, visa patana, visa patana. I'm crying so much.
Chama Petinho.
This.
I want to see you as a drag queen. That would be awesome.
Very happy to be still able to do what we do and be happy, enjoy to play the music, and we're here for this. This year is going to be the 32nd year of me being a part of this band. It's good, man. I really never think about so much of that, and I just go with the flow. We've been improving as musicians, as persons through all our life. I don't think this record is any different. We're just getting older and it's going to be harder to play these things, but we'll do it somehow. It'll be awesome.
Let me make you some coffee. Don't tell me.
Very satisfied with the final result for sure. Good bass tone, good solid sound for the record. Really improved from the Mediator up to today now. When you hear the new songs and all the arrangements, I think it'll be one of the best ones, if not the best one.
We're on day 37 with the lead guitars, and it's been a fucking nightmare. The guys think that I'm editing vocals nighttime, but luckily I play the guitar myself a little bit. So basically been redoing the guitars. Andreas got his first guitar in a cereal box when he was 35, I think. Oh God, I can't do this, man. We've tried to find some new sounds and some new ways that Sepultura hasn't used before. That has been my vision. I think when it comes to Andreas' sound, even though we play around with some different effects and try different guitars, it's still always gonna be Andreas' sound.
That feels good. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, right there.
Champagne and whammy bars.
Down, up and down, up and down.
Was it good for you too? Yeah, it was pretty good.
It feels everything's in the right place, and it feels great, man. Very excited. It's much better than I expected. Actually, the stuff that we achieved. That has a lot to do with the input from Jens as well, to enhance and to embrace our ideas and really to make them better. I think it's a perfect combination. We're gonna have an amazing, monstrous sounding album.
We'll back up the shadow. We'll back out the shadow.
He has a temper. You can see guitars flying around here while doing takes.
Filha da puta! Puta que pariu! Caralho, velho. Pariu, mano. Filha da puta!
Cut the drums and rhythm guitars.
Filha de uma puta! Ah, caralho! Hey man, one more time. Piece of shit! No, you did not! Shit!
Volume. Alright, one more take. But seriously, Andreas, he's very professional and determined. Since we share the end goal, we get along very good.
Surprisingly good, man. Surprisingly? What the fuck?
moment like this, you have to be as prepared as you can get. You have to spend a lot of time with your instrument, on a daily basis, to keep the mechanics, the scales, and your right hand, your tempo, your attack, your attitude. You have to keep that on a daily basis, so when a time comes like this, which is very demanding, it's a big challenge to record an album. We were like 100% focused here. That's why we came here to the studio, in the middle of nowhere, but we have all the time in the world to make the best things that we can get. Since day one, the whole project was very excited to work with us. He told that his wife was pregnant and was around this time that the baby's supposed to be born. He also got injured in his foot, but he never lost the focus. He was always here and really bringing new ideas. It's perfect. It's working fantastically great.
The final touches of production with lead guitars and solos is the reason why I do what I do. I love it. I think it's great, to be able to get that last piece of information into the songs. You can be more creative with the sounds, little expressions, whilst the earlier stages of the production is perhaps a bit more hard work. This is where the icing on the cake comes in. This is also the stage where the songs start to really come alive. I mean, up until this point, the songs have been sort of complete inside our heads, and now we could actually play it back to people and they would be blown away. Alright, let's do it. Give me 10. You know what you just showed when we listened to that? Your surprised face.
Some money? Yeah.
Sorry. It's gonna be much higher, I think. Okay, let's do it. Again. It's a great change in comparison to Sao Paulo, the crazy city, concrete jungle. It was fantastic for us to get away and come here and to be able to focus and be in an area with nothing around us, just the music and working with Jens and communicating with each other about what needs to be done. This would definitely be something that would be great for Sepultura to really experience this. We learned a lot of things about ourselves and being able to push ourselves with our sound and in this mix. I feel it's such a musical album.
Swedish.
I really wanted to work with Jens and be here in Sweden, work in this studio, and Jens is extremely meticulous with his work.
Almost. Yeah, almost. Now anything would probably be better with anything instead of anything like you do now. Ready for almost anything. Yes.
Yes, the voice is not there completely, but timing is. One more time.
It's really great to see that this is something you really respect as an artist, you know, when somebody takes their craft very seriously and he works as a true professional.
Well, ultimately, I think that Derek's performing very good. I mean, being the new singer and all.
Yeah.
And you figure like
19 years of
yeah.
evergreens,
Yes.
crazy.
So
new singer.
Yeah.
Derek. He's definitely going better than me since my foot is broke. So it's been pretty. So it's been pretty smooth, even though.
Just knew I had to help those poor people. Just knew I had to help those poor people.
So it's been pretty smooth. So it's been pretty smooth.
It's important to really have that connection because they actually become, you know, part of the band for that period in time. You really have to give that person the trust and be able to open up to that person to different ideas and take criticism as well. For us, it's always been healthy to have a strong connection with the producer. It's extremely important.
Derek is a lot of fun. He's a fucking comedian, to be honest.
Good morning, Governor. Good morning, mate. Oh no, not at all, Jens. This one's easy. It's flowing off the tongue like butter.
Haven't heard
about the bird drenched in blood, the people's blood, Jens. Yeah, Jens. That's great. Awesome. Uh-huh. I get it. Totally. All right, ready to go. No! I know. He's like, Daddy, make it stop. Oh, girl. Damn that lawnmower. It is 24/7. Yes, let's do this. Actually, he done a lot of crack cocaine that night.
Yeah, and that guitar solo, I had to redo that.
That's right. That's how we do it, yo. Straight from Cleveland, kid. That's how we do it.
I don't think we've had a really serious discussion over the talkback at any point during this session. It's constant jokes, so we've had a great time actually.
Feel the faith is not the shape of the soul. Trust the heart and share to ease the pain. No mistake is big enough to bring you down. The wrinkles on your face is strength in your mind.
I hear some people talk about Derek versus Max, and that's nothing that I've been thinking about or been concerned about at all. Derek is a fantastic singer and we've just been working really hard to get the best out of him and out of the songs. We've been splitting the days during vocals with lead and solo guitars in the mornings and vocals in the afternoons. But Derek's been very prepared. He's been doing his own vocal demos in his bedroom while we've been recording the other parts of the album, refining what was there from the demos and with final lyrics. I don't think people really realize how hard it is to physically to record this type of screaming vocals. And I'm pretty demanding when it comes to the amount of takes. I often feel that the next magic take can be just one more take, Derek.
I think first thing is a mental preparation because it's really grueling. It's different from a live show. You're standing in one position for, it could be hours, doing certain parts over and over and over again.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let's do this. I'm clearing my mind. I am counting. Here we go.
You really have to set your mind free and to really relax and to take care of your voice.
I wanted to perhaps bring a little bit more to the table on this album is the clean singing. Derek has a fantastic voice. His voice is deeper than most. His baritone voice is just fantastic. And I also wanted to try to explore a bit more melodic, rough vocals. So on quite a few songs, we've been trying to put a little bit more tonal or note quality into the screams.
You go for a little bit more of just the grunt, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And even though you're really good at that as well, I prefer when you get a little bit of this, like the tone, even though it's not a pitch. It's still, you know, I could hear a bit more of Derek in there, and just not Derek's throat.
Right.
Another aspect that we've also been working on is getting through the lyrics really well, which is not always the case with this type of vocals. So our goal was that the listener should have a chance to hear every word.
When you're in a band, you're normally together all the time with that band member, sometimes even more than your family. This is actually a luxury to be able to come to a place and be extremely close to the studio, being able to just come downstairs, start recording. You know, with us, we've been together for so long, we really know the flow of each other and the respect that we have for each other. This experience being here together after so many years, it becomes much more natural to do these things on our own and then come together as like a super group. All the experience of touring and going on the road and traveling and things that are going on in current events really have an impact on how the album is really going to flow, or some of the influences of an album. All the past albums that we've done, they were influenced by all those different factors. One thing is really great between Andres and I is the conversations that we have about certain topics that are going on in our lives or things around us. With this exchange, we come up with a lot of ideas for song topics. It's great, I think, in that way that we can see different sides of a certain topic. So with this, there were different things that were happening around us, media-wise and personal lives, and that had a really big impact on the album. You're getting everything that you imagine in your head and trying to communicate that to another person. You don't really know what's going to come out. You have an idea of what you want to come out. For me, it's just important that I feel that I put 100% in it, just for the fact that you put your heart and soul in it.
I'm very happy with the results. I do believe Derek is as well. He should be anyway.
When it took a different direction, one night, sometimes.
Yeah, that works. First two the same, the sharp turns slightly up like you did now. Sounded good. One more time, please.
When it took a different direction, one night, sometimes.
All on the same screen. And we can try. Okay.
Destroyer.
Yeah, man! Yes. I am the enemy. This album, it's exciting because I think a lot of fans don't have any idea what to expect, but they know that a Sepultura album is always different from the last. And I think that makes us better musicians, and I think that's what our fans expect.
When you work with a band intense for a pretty long period of time, you do become quite good friends, and it's always a little heartbreaking to leave each other. You never know what to expect when you work with a band for the first time, how it would work on a personal level with a band.
We're not friends, we only work together. No.
Having Sepultura here for the first time has been a great experience. Right now I'm pretty exhausted because we just finished everything. The heft of everything sort of falls upon your shoulder. But it's also mentally a pressure if you're producing something that's going on for quite some weeks. I'm about to
revisit all the performances that we did and put it together, balance everything, make sure that the sonics and timbre are all there, put some effects on some stuff, make sure that it sounds hard-hitting, organic, raw, but professional. That's usually my goal. I'm also gonna do the mastering myself on this album. That's usually how I do it on my own mixes. I don't try to stamp my sound on a band. I just try to do what's best for that band, and I wanna capture what's their sound, even though it might sound different from some other albums they've done. I just try to go with the vibe of the band and the album.
It was like amazing. I had a great experience working with Jens Bogren. We musicians, we are recording an album. You need to have like 100% of your performance. You have to be at the peak. You have to play it perfect, but also giving 100% of your feeling, everything that you have. So that's the most difficult thing, like to give 100%. Jens, he did a great job taking that from me.
For us was something new, something that we wanted to achieve, you know, to go after. And Jens was the guy who was really also excited to work with Sepultura. 100% into the whole project and really bringing new ideas. The Tunisian ensemble, violins and stuff that is going to be recorded in Tunisia was his input. I think it's much better than I expected, actually, you know, the stuff that we achieve. And there's a lot to do with the input from Jens as well, you know, to enhance and to embrace our ideas and really to make them better. Well, it's perfect, you know. I mean, we couldn't have chosen a best producer to work with us on this album.
You know, I really wanted to work with Jens and be here in Sweden, work in this studio, and because the impact that I heard from different producers coming from Sweden. I've been here a few times and I was able to talk to different artists that are from here, and I enjoy a lot of the sounds that I was hearing coming from here. I felt this would definitely be something that would be great for Sepultura.
I really wanted to capture what Sepultura is about with the Brazilian touch that they have on their songs. Well, perhaps Nordic style meets Brazilian vibe has been a good combo. It's been over expectation, actually. We got along really well. It seemed like we had a very similar vision to where this album should go.
I really never think about so much of that. I just go with the flow. Very happy to be still able to do what we do, you know, and be happy, you know, and you know, enjoy to play the music, and we're here for this, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed everything.
We always come with something different. The people are gonna be surprised when they listen to it.
Yes. It's not the riff. It's the wish. It's more the wish.
A seed of something.
A seed, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think we really cranked what we could out of this album. If people don't like it, they don't like Sepultura.
Hey Sweden, this is Derek Green.
Andreas Kisser.
And we are Sepultura. We're going to be here in February next year, playing a show in Stockholm. Right now we're here recording, making the best album that we can possibly make. We'll see you then.
Tack.